Hey there girls, I wanted to give you a breakdown of week 2 for our Lealy Nahary choreography. And as you can see, I'm filming this at my house without mirrors, so I'm going to do my best to be the mirror image, but forgive me if I get my right and my left confused. So, last week we started with the part that had the shimmy, and then it goes into double hip bumps. And after 8 double hip bumps, we're doing the chasse to the right in a circle, and a figure 8, and a shoulder shimmy, and then your chasse to the left with a circle in that little personal circle, figure 8, shimmy. And it was going to be a little bit different whether you were the level 1 or the level 2 class, because at that point level 1 is going to be in the back, and they need to move forward with some Egyptian steps to get there. And the level 2 folks were already in the front, so they're just going to step and lift and stay in place so that we're all in one line and we do the pose. So what's going to come right before that? So the level 1 choreography for this week, what's going to go right before that shimmy and all that sequence we learned last week, it's going to be alternating double hips and figure 8s. So when I say double hip bump, I'm putting my weight on that leg that's going to bump, like we're going to go right first. So I'm going to put all of my weight on the right and bump, bump. I'm going to put all my weight on my left, bump, bump. So when we do 8 double hip bumps, you could think of it as a 16 count. I tend to, in my mind, the way it works, I think 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, all the way up to 8. If you count a little bit more literally, you probably think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and you're going to go all the way up to 16. So we're starting on the right. We're going to end up on the left. So once you end up on that left side, then to go back to the right side, we're going to start in on a figure 8. And it's going to be a nice slow figure 8 with that same kind of double count. So in my mind, again, I'm thinking of like 1, 1, 2, 2. I'm thinking 1, 1 when I'm circling the right hip, 2, 2 while I'm circling the left, 3, 3 back on the right, 4, 4 back on the left until I get all the way through 8. So 8 double hip bumps, 8 on the figure 8, or you might be thinking 16 if you count every beat as a new number. Then you're going to go back to the double hips, again 8, back to the figure 8s, again 8 of those, and then that's going to lead right into the shimmies that we started with last week. Okay, so let's see what that looks like to music. Level 2 choreography. And what you are going to start off with right when the singer starts saying Lealy, you are doing that Tunisian twist. So remember with that, we're twisting the right hip inward towards our core, and we're keeping our right hand out flat, like imagine you're serving something on a tray. We're keeping our left hand to the back and down. So we're going to do 4 Tunisian twists on our right. 1, 2, 3, 4. When we got over here to the right side, that helps us be in line to do a hip drop with our left hip. So I'm going to have my right hand up, my left hand is out. I'm going to do the Lealy hip drop where we drop and release for 4, or truly an 8 count, because you can think of it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the 4 Tunisian twists that got us around were 1 8 count. The 4 Lealy hip drops are another 8 count. Now, after that Lealy hip on the right side, we're going to switch and go back to the left. So same position, just on a different side. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 to get us over here to the left. Now we're going to drop our right hip the same way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or you might be counting that as 8. Depends on how you're counting. Right after we have done that, to kind of center ourselves, we're going to do Mayas. So we're kind of turned to the left. We are going to Maya with that right hip, right, left, right, left. So that kind of gets us grounded back in the center. Now we're going to do the camel that is low and then high with our chest. We're scooping low and then we're scooping high with it. And we're raising our arm as we go to the right. So I'm kind of doing a double camel, which starts lower and ends higher twice. And on the first one, I want my arm to be about halfway out. And by the end, my arm is going to be all the way up. So the arm is constantly going up. The chest goes low and then goes high, and then needs to swing back down a little bit low again, and then a little bit higher. So going to the right, leading with the right leg, think of it like low, high, low, high. So we're over here to the right. We want to come back across. We're going to do a 3-point turn towards the left. So 1, 2, 3, turn. And my big old hip circle is going to come around. And then after that big hip circle, we're going to keep circling with this one-sided hip circle that we talked about today. It's coming from the back, across, and down in the front. So a big circle coming this way. So my left hand is up, my right hand is framing it, and I'm using that big old hip circle to propel me around. And if my feet are slick enough, that left foot's just going to kind of stay in place and slide, like if I have my footies on. But the right hip is the one that's really propelling it around. So 4 there. And then once we get back around, that's where we're ready to start with the shimmy that we left off last week. So let's see what that looks like to music.